Back on Inside Politics. Our guest today, Mary Mancini, Tennessee Democratic Party Chairman. We're talking about the Democratic Convention of this past week. Mary, there have been a lot of strange things going on in 2020, but I don't think you'd think we'd go into the convention talking about the service of the United States Postal Service. Certainly that controversy about it, how it might affect the election, has been all over the news in the last couple of weeks. But it appears at this point, particularly in Tennessee, about all you can do is urge people to vote early and vote in person if they can, because there may still be a problem with the mail, and certainly in Tennessee you can no longer use COVID-19 as an excuse to do absentee voting. So the big important thing is turnout for the Democrats, right?
100%, and we are urging people to do just that. Vote early during early voting. You've got 14 days in which to vote early. Check with your county election commission to know the exact hours. But it's important to know that you can go, and you can go early and go during a time when perhaps there's a lull, right? So avoid the mornings, lunchtime, right after work kind of a thing, right? Try to go in the middle of the day. Now, that's not easy for everybody. But the other thing people should know is that they do have, the state law says that they can ask their employer for 3 hours, up to 3 hours off to vote on election day. So if you get that request in 24 hours before election day, you can make a plan to vote with your employer that where you can go in an off time on an election day. So that's the plan. Vote early during early voting if you can, and make a plan to vote. Lay it out with your family, your caregiver, the people who are caring for your children if they're not in school. Just really make a plan and know that you should go early. And go early during early voting. It's 100% the way to go this time in Tennessee.
There is a statewide race in Tennessee to replace Lamar Alexander in the United States Senate, who is retiring. You have an unexpected nominee in Tennessee, in a Memphis environmentalist activist, Makita Bradshaw. She won her primary, but she didn't spend a lot of money, didn't have a lot of money. Are you trying to help her get money? Will the national party give her any money? And what's your plan to make her a winner? Because she's going to be a big underdog.
Yeah. Well, look, she ran that primary race in a way that shows that grassroots organizing can very often overcome a lack of funds, right? So she's continuing to do that while we have conversations with the DSCC in terms of will they not invest in this race? But
they've got a lot.
Marquita.
Nationally, they've got a lot.
Marquita is doing exactly what she needs to do, which she is out in the community. She is out statewide. She is talking to voters. She's raising money, through grassroots small dollar donors, as well as doing call time, which we all know if you're a politician, you have to do to get money. So she's doing exactly what she needs to do right now.
No Tennessee Democrat's been elected to the U.S. Senate in 30 years. None has served in that office since 1995. That's a quarter century ago. Is that one of the things you're having to overcome with the national people to give money to this race, because they don't see Tennessee as a window of opportunity, and the Democrats seem to have lots of potential windows of opportunity to retake the Senate?
Sure, of course. I mean, anybody that follows politics knows that that's the answer, right? That we're getting right now. But things change in politics very, very quickly, and with 55 days until early voting, 75 days until election day, there's a lot of time for things to change. And so, we're just doing, again, what we need to do, and Marquita is doing what she needs to do, which is get out there and make the case to as many voters as possible that there is another way this election, and that other way is to vote for Democrats. And here's what we will do if you do vote for us. So that's what we're doing right now. I know Marquita is out there doing that. She's traveling to every one of the 9th congressional districts and having safe, socially distancing rallies. And so, again, regardless of what comes from the national level and the DSCC, we are going to continue to do what we need to do to get our message out about this election.
A final question. The Democrats have been a supermajority in the Tennessee General Assembly for several cycles now. Do you see opportunities to flip seats, particularly in the House and Senate, particularly in the Senate here in Nashville with Dr. Steve Dickerson's seat? It's been a Republican seat the last couple of terms.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. What we're looking at is the trajectory and the gains that we've already made. We flipped a seat in 2016, which was the first time that had happened in 20 years. In 2018, we flipped 2 more seats, right, which gave us a net gain for the first time in over 20 years. We almost won several other seats last election, and the reason is because the Republican Party brand is so damaged by what's happening here at the state level and also at the national level, but also demographics are changing too, and so we have incredible opportunity to win this election cycle at the state level. And also when you look at the vote, what the votes look like, the number of people who are voting Republican for state legislative offices has gone down about 15 percentage points since 2014. And it's gone up about 15 percentage points for Democrats since 2014.
Mary Mancini, I'll have to stop you there. Good luck to you in the election, and thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks, Pat.
A brief programming note, we plan to do the same kind of program with the Republican officials next week at the end of their convention. Thank you for joining us on Inside Politics this week. Hope you'll be back here again for a future show. If you can't get enough politics in the meantime, go to the News Channel 5 website. You'll find my Capitol View commentary there. There's a new commentary posted every Friday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.